Award-winning Carolyn Duggan from The Florist on the Hill is the official sponsor of our Flower School podcast. A renowned wedding florist and recognized for her flamboyant style and fabulous personality, Caroline jumped into retail and opened her flagship flower shop in the bustling Rathmines Swan Centre. Carolyn has already made a stamp in Dublin 6 with her fabulous range of grab-and-go bouquets, bespoke premium bouquets, funky plants and plant pots. You can visit Caroline in her flower shop in Rathmines or online at thefloristonthehill.ie.
And they would have access to that one-to-one WhatsApp. So once a student of Kay's, always a student of Kay's. We continue to support them and mentor them.
But do people even believe that then? You know what I mean? That it's kind of like...
Well, I think those have come through us too.
And
I think that's probably, it's one of the biggest challenges, I suppose, is convincing people that yes, you can train online as a florist with us,
right?
And that's the key.
And I think maybe florists that have trained like what we call
traditional
base trained.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like bench trained.
Yeah.
They can sometimes be a little bit kind of, skeptical about it, I suppose. Kind of say, oh, it's not possible.
Yeah.
And I said, hold on, don't knock something till you've actually tried
experienced
it.
And it's so that's really interesting that you say that, because obviously, the pandemic and you guys moved online fairly quickly. You were online, but you embraced social media and everything like that. Would I watch a clip of 30 seconds of you and you've demonstrated how to do, and you feel like you know something straight away.
Well,
and that's the key.
We would have a lot of people come to us and saying, "Oh my God, I've learned so much from your YouTube channel," because we're on YouTube. I've learned so much from your YouTube channel, and I can now do this and now do that. And we're like, if you've learned that for free, imagine when you pay us what you're going to learn. Yeah. Because the luxury again that we have. We're not affiliated with any wholesaler. Yes. We're not affiliated with any shop. Yeah. We're not in competition with you. Yeah. We don't sell flowers. Yes. We do events, we do stuff like that. But our mission is to get people into a new career, a new job, a new business, or whatever the case may be. So because we are so free of being held back, we can tell them everything. And online, we can tell them everything as well.
Yeah. And I've seen that like with other florists that maybe are running a course. They'll only tell them so much because they don't want them. They don't want them in competition.
Which is fair enough.
They don't want them to be better than them. That way. They don't maybe want them bringing that idea and going out on their own, that way. We're not in competition with you. It's all about collaboration, encouraging, that way. And we want to see people getting further, succeeding in their business.
Because I remember, I think Deirdre was yourself telling me a story that, going off to America and teaching in America, and the top florists over there going, "Oh, Janette, you taught me something I didn't have a clue about."
Absolutely. Like it was top educators, in the world. And like even to this day, there's one of them, Amy Moxie Flowers over in America, and she still quotes me when she goes online and she's teaching one of my techniques. I call it the left shoulder tap. And she says, "I learned this from Janette at Kay's Flower School." But you remember even Henk in Holland about bows, okay? Right. Like just a simple florist bow. And he says, "Oh my God, that is such a great trick," he said, that you've taught them. So I actually do have some great little tricks.
And do you think that maybe some other entities or other, school environments might make it more convoluted than it needs to be? If you've got that show, I know that, funeral arrangements and weddings and big events, they're very important, but bringing it down to the basic teaching, some people make it overcomplicated.
Being a teacher, right? Because not all floristry schools are like floristry courses. Are the florists actually teachers or have trained as teachers and have broken down into
That's
lesson
really
plans
it.
and
So it's
stuff
like they're
that.
florists.
They're
Yeah.
florists. It's like
But-
we say driving. My dad could drive, but he couldn't teach me how to drive.
My dad was a
Yes.
truck driver. He was
Right.
the best driver
Yeah.
in the world.
Yeah.
He brought me out for my first driving lesson and I crashed into 2 cars on the same day. That wouldn't have happened with a driving instructor, okay? Now maybe that was me, not my dad. We won't blame him. But what I'm trying to say is
Well, how he goes on that scooter in Lanzarote, I don't know, girls. I don't know. I've seen the evidence.
but just because you're the best driver doesn't
Right.
mean you're a driving instructor.
Right.
And exactly the same in floristry. Like
I never
have
even thought of that.
I have seen florists. They're the most amazing
Yeah.
florists in the world, and they couldn't teach you to put 2 flowers
That's
together
really
because
interesting.
they know how to do it, and
Yeah.
they're kind of actually, oh, you just do it. You don't
Yeah.
just do it.
No.
Where I know
Baby steps.
I know
isn't
I'm
it?
an amazing teacher.
Yes.
I mightn't be up there with the top florists in the world. I'm working my
think
way
you
up
are.
there,
I
but
think you
I'm a
are.
fairly good florist. But I know I am an amazing
Yeah.
teacher.
And
Yeah.
I think the key that makes it a good teacher is being able to correct something.
Right.
So, and I will put my hand up here, right? And I am a good florist and I'm a fairly good teacher. But where Janette stands out is she'd show me something, say, okay, what do you think of that? And I'm like, yeah, it's not right. But I can't see what to do to tell her to fix
Okay.
it. Where Janette immediately, I
Yeah.
should go into it and she's saying,
Okay.
if you do that, that's going to do that, that's going to then make that better. And
Right.
I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what makes it
I
good
can
teacher.
fix anything.
Right.
I can fix anything.
Yeah.
If they have made a complete balls of it, I can fix it and I can guide them. And as I say, are you willing to work with me? Because
Right.
I will work with
Yes.
you. We'll go back to,
Yeah.
the basic, do this, send it on, do this, send it
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
And then say, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like I had a girl last week, she wanted to learn how to do an all-word teardrop bouquet, which is
Okay.
very old school, but
Okay.
she wanted to learn how to do it. And it is difficult and
Okay.
it is tricky. And she was working at it herself. We do have a step-by-step tutorial. She was struggling, and she said, "Oh, this is just turning out a mess." And I says, "No, don't go ahead.
Yeah.
Work with me. Like I'm willing to work with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Like I'm available for you. Like they have 6 hours every day
Yeah.
of this one-to-one with
Yeah.
me. So work with me. You're not disturbing me." And like she turned out the most
my God.
amazing
Yeah.
bouquet. Do you know that
Yeah,
way?
yeah.
So it can be done.
Yeah.
And it is amazing to think that an all-word teardrop bouquet or a cascading waterfall flowing bouquet
Yeah.
can be taught online. And I have done it.
Yes.
I've proven it.
Yes.
And the students have produced the goods.
That's mad.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Like, tell me about some of the flowers that you guys have
Where do we start?
Where do
educated.
we
Like,
start?
there must be some amazing
Well,
stories.
last night we were talking to Katrina in
Katrina in
Macroom,
Macroom in Cork,
County
yeah.
Cork. And you know what she said to us? I don't know when I said this to you. The 1st of July this year, it's her 15th birthday. So Katrina arrived up from Cork. I think she might have had 5 or 6 children at the time. And her youngest baby was 6 weeks old when she came to Dublin to train to be a florist. So that was 15 years
Wow.
ago. And on the 1st of July, I think she's on about her 3rd premises
Her
now.
third premises,
She has the most amazing business down in
Wow.
Cork. She does all the big weddings. She decorates all the hotels, like the
She
big
travels the length
events.
and breadth of Ireland because I know I
Yeah.
was at an event recently in Leopardstown and who was decorating the venue? Katrina.
You're
Yeah.
Like
kidding.
she's just
And we still keep in contact.
Yeah.
How she actually messaged me last night. My husband runs a Tarmacadam company,
Yeah.
and she's seen the trucks all down in Macroom, and she took the photograph. She says, "Look who's down in Macroom tonight," that way. And we still, like, if she's up in Dublin, she gives us a shout. We meet up with her. Like, we have a great.
They're all over. Like we've Greta over in Shannon, again running a fabulous shop over there.
And the 2 sisters in Leitrim.
Oh, Labella Floor.
Labella Floor. They have the same surname as ourselves. It must be about 18 or 19 years ago. They
Yeah.
both arrived. Helena and can't think of the other girl's
Caroline
name.
is- no.
It's Carol. They arrived and O'Rourke was their name, and they wanted to train Carmel, and they wanted to train to be a florist. And they have an amazing florist in Drumshambo, Leitrim Flowers, Labella Floor
Yeah.
is the actual name of it, and they run an amazing business down there. And again, top wedding florists.
Look, I would say 80% of the flower shops in Ireland have either trained with us or their staff has trained with
Yeah.
us, or some of them it's actually funny. They're grandchildren of Kay's Flower Schools.
Stop.
Florists.
That's
We've
mad,
actually had 2 granddaughters of people that have trained with us, like their grannies
And
trained.
even like say daughters, like at the moment, like Anime Flowers up in Rathgar.
Yeah.
Her younger daughter is training with us at the moment. And Heather, I'd say CC now will
I'd say
be in
we'll
with us
have
next.
CC
Now
soon,
we'll get
yeah.
CC next. We will.
That's
But
gas.
yeah, it is. It's mad.
And what about going on to teach themselves? Is there, like, workshops.
Absolutely. And you know what? We actually train them how to run workshops. So we have
That's
courses
part
where
of
we
it as
train
well.
them.
Wow.
Again, you know, and they're not competition.
Yeah.
You know, so flower crowns, we would have probably brought flower crown hen parties into Ireland 10 years ago maybe.
Yeah.
That we started doing corporate events and stuff like that. And it was mostly corporate events. And then Laura Cunningham then asked us to do Heather's hen party. And at the time, Laura had a wedding magazine, and she was the editor of the wedding magazine, done a big feature, and all of a sudden flower crown hen parties took off. We were travelling the length and breadth of Ireland.
We were doing 2 and 3 of a day. We'd have one in the morning, one at lunchtime, and one in the evening.
And it could be literally all over Dublin. Like, It was absolutely crazy. But
and we were getting inquiries, and we couldn't do them all. So we started then passing it on to
So we developed a course on how to run it, because we wanted them to run it the same way that we did it, because people were looking for us to do it, and how we did it, and down to we used to take all their photographs and do videos and stuff like that. So we ran a workshop on how to do hen parties, and to this day we are still I probably get 4 or 5 hen party inquiries a week. I'm very fair. I spread it out to everybody,
and that's
that everybody
the thing.
gets a bit.
Yeah, so even, you know, post course and everything like that, it's the resources and the connections that you guys.
It's the same when it comes to Christmas. We have another course, how to run a Christmas wreath workshop, because they were trying to do it and they weren't making money and it wasn't working. It was like, I'm like, okay, Janette, we need to do this for them. As part of our Christmas course, we give them the course, how to run a Christmas wreath workshop, because there is great.
There's great
money
in it.
Let's be honest, has changed
money
as well. Is that people don't want to just buy flowers; they want the experience. They don't just want to buy a door wreath; they want the experience. But that doesn't mean that they're going to open a flower shop selling door wreaths. And that can be a little bit of the mindset of people who are running workshops. They're like, oh, they're telling everything. I watch cookery programs left, right, and centre. Am I going to stop going to restaurants?
No.
Absolutely.
Have you tasted our dinners?
You know, so
she makes a good toasty. That's all I know.
Our
She makes
Christmas
a good
workshop,
toasty.
it's normally the 1st of November, 29th of November, 1st of December, that weekend every year. And I would say 50% are the same people that have been coming to us for the last 10 years.
And it's like an event nearly. It's a community even more so than learning. It's
Absolutely.
like a big event as well. Yeah.
You know, and
it's a get together.
It's a get together. And also, so to help our students run workshops, we would get a lot of corporate events, particularly at Christmas and in the summer. And we sort of say to the students, do you want to come? Do you want to learn how we do it?
Right.
And then they will come along. Now, a lot of the time, we don't need them there. But we sort of say to them, you want to come along? Take the photographs and it's developing their portfolio so that they can start advertising themselves doing wreath workshops or
like even some of the PR companies that we work for, we would run influencer events. Like, so maybe they're launching Sanctuary Spa, you know what I mean? But as a sideline, we would bring flowers into it. They're always great there. So again, we would say to the students, like, does anybody want to come along? You're meeting all these influencers, you know that way. So again, you're kind of building up your relationship with them. You're getting great photographs to be able to post on your social media, and you're also learning how to run these events. So when you go back home and you're able to post up on your social media that you were with such an influencer, teaching her how to do a hat box arrangement, whatever the design was. Tagline Sanctuary Spa, tagline PR company,
and then they're sharing and they're
and like you see some of them now, like Heather, who started off doing Christmas wreath workshops with us, like that event she did for Tanqueray Gin.
Oh my God.
Thousands of bottles of gin decorated, you know, that way. Flower pots, isn't that what she called it? Like all over the country, like she was doing that.
Like we've actually, like not us, but our florists that have come from, they're changing the course of floristry. Floristry is not the high street shop. The florist who sells flowers and sells wreaths and does weddings. That's not the way it is anymore. It has completely changed. And I actually think we need to thank the supermarkets for that. Because the supermarkets have made flowers more accessible to people that wouldn't normally. And like myself, when I'm doing my shopping, if I've no flowers at home, I'll pick up a bunch of flowers in the supermarket. But that doesn't mean I'm cutting out the florist.
No.
If it's your birthday and I'm sending you flowers, I'll ring a florist to send you flowers. But we can see how the industry has changed. So like that, the likes of Tankery getting in contact with Heather to do this event, and to like the PR that she got out of it. It's something that has never been done before. Like floristry is changing, and as florists, we have to change.
And that's really interesting, because we talked about online, and you know, people kind of, oh, you can't teach, you know, maybe more traditional, or you can't teach such and such online. What was the big kind of indicator to you guys? We need to touch more people, you know, we need to get a touch point for more people, you know, because there's only so many people you brought up to your training room, or you brought up, what was there, was it a case of, we can't train as many people as we want to? Was that, or what was
COVID.
Really?
Yeah, it was COVID. Yeah, we had no choice. Right. So it was either we had courses booked in, it was either refund all the booking fees and the fees that was paid. We kept postponing, and then I had been at Janette. Like, so Janette's not, she's not great for change. She's a creature of habit, and she's great.
I love a habit.
Yeah, she loves a habit. And I had been at her about moving the courses online. So this was the perfect opportunity. Right. I went out and I invested in a half decent camera, because obviously we couldn't get videographers, or we couldn't get anything like that. The country was closed down. And watched a few videos, done a bit of training. I had done recording before. We had some online, standalone, but this was going to be different, because this was going to be as if they were in the classroom. We wanted to create the classroom experience for people online. So I said to Janette, like, I'm less than 5 kilometers from here. My mom lives in Rialto, so it's like, okay, let's go back into the building and let's start recording. Stand at the top of the table. Imagine.
How was that first for you?
Well, I suppose standing in the classroom, and like, we had this huge big table, and normally we'd have 5 or 6 students on either side, and suddenly the room was empty. Yes. And Deirdre's there with the camera, you know. But I suppose because I'd been teaching for so long, I knew the mistake they were going to make before they made it. I knew the question they were going to ask before they asked it. Right. So, and Deirdre as well, because from teaching, if I had brought in an outside videographer, she wouldn't have known what angle to video from, and then also wouldn't know that the student needed to see it from that side or that side. So because Deirdre was videoing it, and I was talking through, and then she'd say, okay, stop. Now redo that, but turn sideways, and we'd redo it again, and she'd have that then up in the top screen, you know, the way that you could see close up of it. And then again she'd say, okay, now redo it again, but show them another way, or do you know, like, so I suppose that was the advantage of Deirdre actually doing the video. Now I'm saying, tell them about module 1, your first time round.
First module 1, oh my God, and I'm sure you're going to laugh at this, but I'd recorded the module 1, but I'd say, okay, stop, and I'd zoom in and record, stop, zoom out, record, stop, zoom in, record. So this was the way, but I didn't realize when I put it into the program that the program would actually, I could just record it, and the program could actually pull it in and pull it out and pull it in, that I didn't have to keep having 100,000 clips of her making a posy, whereas I could have one clip and then just edit it in and that. So we actually did last year. Was it last year? We re-recorded module 1 last year because that was our real tester. And we also, I suppose, we talked a lot about masks and nails and hair and stuff like that.
Oh, people want to forget about that.
And it's time to move on. The pandemic is over. It's time to move on. And so we re-recorded module 1.
What